Alright guys, welcome to the English Writing Remedial teaching. Well, to be honest, I didn't expect you to watch this video, but because probably your names are on the list, so you have to. But it's not a problem. Okay, so let's review some of the materials that we have learned in the second semester. Okay, so remember what materials have we learned? Okay, so there are 4 topics that we're going to cover today. The first one is conditionals, second one is relative pronouns, next one is passive voice, and the last one is reported speech. Okay, so let's get ready. You might want to take your notes or not, it is up to you as long as you understand. Okay, so let's begin with the first topic, conditionals. Right, so how many types of conditional sentence are there? So remember? Is it 3 or 4? Yep, it's 4. Okay, type 0, type 1, type 2, and type 3. Okay, right, let's start from the first question. So you might remember this is the question that appeared in your latest midterm exam. Okay, so complete the blanks with the correct conditional sentence. Well, in deciding which conditional sentence is correct or incorrect, you might want to revert to the rules, or the formula that we have learned. Okay, so we use it or we identify the sentence, right? Okay, if our team blah 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 win the match, they would have moved up in the league, right? We have the clause here, would have moved up, right? So what should go with would have plus past participle? Past perfect, right? So if our team had won the match, they would have moved up in the league. Number 2, if I find your ring, I will blah give it back to you. Okay? The sentence, if I find the ring, is in simple present, right? So it should go with will plus infinitive, right? So if I find your ring, I will give it back to you. Next one, if I own a lonely island, I would build a huge house by the beach, right? Okay, I would build. This is type 2, so this must be owned, right? Okay, simple past of own, which is owned. Last one, if it blah 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 not rain, the flowers die. Okay, if it doesn't rain, the flowers die. Why doesn't rain? Because this is type 0. This is to talk about facts. Kalau tidak hujan, bunga-bunga mati. This is a general truth, right? Because flowers need water. Okay, next one. Which of these conditional sentences are correct? Okay, remember? Yeah, probably now you want to take a look at your notes. If I had listened to my mother, I wouldn't have caught a cold. Had listened, past perfect. This one is wouldn't have caught. Wouldn't have plus past participle. So this is type 3. This is correct, right? Number 2, if you sit in the sun too long, you get burned. Sit is simple present. Get is also a simple present. So this is a conditional sentence type 0. Number 3, if I hadn't gone to bed so late, I wouldn't be tired. Now you might start thinking, hadn't gone. Okay, must go with, this is hadn't gone, right? Past perfect. It must go with wouldn't have plus past participle, right? Or for 3. So this must be wouldn't have been tired, right? 4, if I were British, I would speak perfect English. This one is correct. This is simple past, and this one is would plus infinitive, speak, right? Number 5, if you didn't want to go out, I will cook dinner at home. Okay, this is incorrect. Why? Didn't want, simple past. Okay, the other clause must be with would plus infinitive. So it should be I would cook dinner at home. Okay, let's continue. Wow, this is relative pronouns. So how many relative pronouns are there? So remember, we have who that we used to talk about people. We have that, which we used to talk about people and also things. Yep. We have which is only used specifically to talk about objects. Okay, and we have whose to talk about possessions, kepemilikan, right? And for the relative adverbs, we have when to talk about time, what to talk about things, okay, where to talk about place. Okay, which of these sentences whose relative pronouns can be omitted? Mana kalimat di sini yang relative pronounnya bisa dihilangkan, omitted, right? This is the picture that Jane painted. Okay, so remember, is it the subject pronoun or the object pronoun whose pronouns can be omitted? Subject or object? Yep, it's the object pronoun. Okay, so what is an object pronoun? Object pronoun means after the relative pronoun, it should be a noun or a pronoun. Okay, while subject pronoun, after the relative pronoun is a verb. Okay, so let's have a look one by one. This is the picture that Jane painted. Okay, so what comes after that here? Jane, right? Jane is a noun, right? So this is an object pronoun. Can we omit it? Definitely. Number 2. Do you know the man who is speaking on the phone? What comes after the relative pronoun who? Is speaking, right? So this is a verb. This is not an object pronoun. This is a subject pronoun. So you cannot omit who. Okay, you cannot say, do you know the man is speaking on the phone? Yeah, that one is incorrect. Okay, but for the first sentence you can omit. Alright, so for the first sentence you can say, this is the picture Jane painted. Right, number 3. We ate the sweets which my mother had bought. Okay, so what comes after the relative pronoun which here? My mother, right? My mother, a noun. So you can omit it. We ate the sweets my mother had bought. Okay, so is it clear? So 1 and 3 can be omitted. Number 4, is this the boy who plays the piano? Who? What comes after who? Plays. A verb. This one is a subject pronoun. That's why you cannot omit the relative pronoun. 5. This is the house that was broken into. What comes after that? Was broken, right? Was broken is a verb, so cannot be omitted. Right, next one. Fill in the blanks with the correct relative pronoun or relative adverb. A castle is a place, blah blah blah, a king or a queen lives. Istana adalah tempat di mana, right? So you have to use relative adverb where. Okay, to talk about place we use where a king or a queen lives. Number 2. An actress is a woman who plays in films or theater plays. Okay, a woman, a person, right? So we have to use who. 3. This is the girl, blah blah blah, mother is from Canada. Ini adalah perempuan yang mamahnya berasal dari Kanada, right? This talks about possession. So you have to use whose. Next one. This is the time of the year. The time of the year, blah blah blah. Many people suffer from hay fever. Okay. The time of the year. Waktu, kurun waktu dalam setahun. Yeah. When. Yeah, we talk about time here, right? When many people suffer. Next one. The flowers, blah blah blah, grow in the garden are beautiful. The flowers which grow in the garden are beautiful. Okay, flowers, objects. We You have to use which. Okay, next one. Okay, let's continue. 32. Fill the blanks with suitable relative pronouns. The people, okay, who built Stonehenge lived several thousand years ago. The huge stones, which are more than 6 meters high, weigh about 45 tons. The smallest stones weigh about 4 tons and are from an area in Wales that is 400 kilometers away from Stonehenge. As Stonehenge lies in a large field, tourists who come to this place can already see the stones from a distance. Everybody who has visited Stonehenge says that it is very impressive. Okay, I don't think so many students get this one wrong. Okay, next one. Okay, passive voice. Right, start from the question. 34. Fill in the blanks with the correct passive voice. Okay, so guys, in filling in these questions, in filling in these blanks, you must pay attention very carefully about the context of the story. So you might want to try to understand how this story goes. Okay, so 2 men were seen, terlihat ya, 2 orang laki-laki terlihat sedang masuk ke dalam rumah seorang. Okay, the police, is it was called or were called? Yeah, police here is plural, so the police were called and they arrived very quickly. 1 man was caught immediately. 1 orang ditangkap. The other escaped, but he was found very soon. Not was found dead, guys, because found here means ditemukan, while found dead means dibangun or didirikan. Okay, so the correct one, the past participle of find here is found, not found dead. Yeah, so you probably got trapped here. But he was found very soon. Both men were taken to the police station, where they were questioned separately by a police officer. The 2 men were charged with burglary. Okay, man here is plural, remember? Okay, M-E-N is plural, while M-A-N is singular. Okay, don't get it wrong. Next one, change this sentence into passive. The traffic warden had already given him a ticket for illegal parking. Okay, you might get confused here because there are 2 objects here, right? Him and also a ticket for illegal parking, right? Well, you can actually begin with he here or a ticket for illegal parking. Okay, it depends. Both are correct. Okay, for option C, he had already been given a ticket for illegal parking by the traffic warden. Okay, he had already been given. Dia sudah diberikan, okay, tiket untuk illegal parking. Okay. Which of these passive sentences are correct? 1. A new shopping center was opened by the local council. This one is correct. Sebuah pusat perbelanjaan dibuka. Okay, was opened. Okay, remember, if in bahasa we have kalimat aktif, kalimat pasif, right? In English we have also active and passive voice. If it's a passive voice, so it sounds like di, yeah. So if it's open, membuka, was opened means dibuka, right? Nothing has been decided yet. Tidak ada yang ditentukan, ya, belum ada yang ditentukan sekarang. Okay. 3. The new stadium was slowly being filled by the crowd. This one is also correct. The new stadium was slowly being filled. Stadion baru itu secara perlahan dipenuhi, ya, oleh kerumunan. 4. All main courses served with vegetables and salad. This one is incomplete. It cannot be an active voice. because all main courses, makanan utama, tidak bisa menghidangkan dirinya sendiri, right? Makanan utama dihidangkan, right? All main courses, it should be, were served with vegetables and salad. 5. The boxes have not yet packed yet. Kotak-kotak itu nggak mungkin ya, have not yet packed yet, belum mengepak dirinya sendiri, because boxes are inanimate objects, right? So it should be the boxes have not yet been packed yet, right? Continue. Well, this is the last topic that we will review, reported speech. Okay, so still remember how do we do the reported speech? Okay, so it must go back shift, right? If it is in simple present, it should go to the simple past. If it is a past simple, okay, it should be a past perfect, yeah? If it's a past perfect, just past perfect, okay? Change the direct speech below into reported speech. Andrew, will Mandy have lunch with Sue? Andrew asked me if Mandy would have lunch with Sue, right? Okay, we change will here into would. Remember the back shift, okay? And it cannot, after a modal, whatever modal it is, it should go with an infinitive. It cannot be with had. Okay, so Andrew asked me if Mandy would have lunch with Sue. Change the direct speech below into a reported speech. She said, we went swimming today. Okay, so in what tense is this sentence? We went swimming today? Simple past. Okay, so it must change into past perfect, right? So it becomes, she said that they. We here changes into they, because you are not there, right? We're talking about them. So she said that they had gone swimming that day. Today changes into that day, because it's not relevant, right? If you say today, right? So you should say that day had it, right? Okay, so that's all about today.